Forget everything you know about AI agents because they are not as complicated as everyone makes them sound. In fact, every single AI agent, no matter how advanced, comes down to just 3 parts. A trigger that starts it, an action it takes, and an output it delivers. Master these 3 parts and you can build agents that actually work. Missing even one and you're just burning money. So let me show you exactly how this works. So we are now in N8N. It's the software where we build AI agents in. I'm going to show you the 3-part process that every AI agent has. It starts with a trigger. You're already seeing that on the canvas at your first step. And it actually opens a menu where all the triggers are already based. So the trigger is the first part of an AI agent and it basically means when does the AI agent needs to start. For example, the most common trigger is in schedule. Every morning at 9 o'clock the agent needs to summarize your email box, for example. You can set the interval, the dates between triggers, so basically the time that it needs to run. Another trigger that's very popular is an app event. So N8N has natively a lot of integrations already. So you can see ActiveCampaign, you can see Airtable, you can see Asana, and basically you can trigger an AI agent based on an event, for example, in Airtable. Or maybe if you use Gmail, on a message that you receive. So an email comes in, an AI agent starts doing its thing. So basically you have a few different triggers. An app event, a schedule trigger, but you can also use a form. So N8N natively has a form builder where you create forms, and if someone fills out the form, the data it will receive, you can use that as a trigger for an AI agent. This is basically the first step of every AI agent. And often what you also see is a webhook as a trigger. So basically when something happens in a other platform and you attach the webhook to that, which is maybe a little bit technical, then an AI agent starts doing the actions. But it can also be a chat, because if you have a chatbot, for example, you want to start an AI agent when a chat is received. So now we have covered the trigger part. So this is basically when does an AI agent needs to start. Now we go over to the action, which is phase 2 of an AI agent. And it's basically what does the AI agent needs to do? What is the task of the AI agent? So for example, on a form submission, I would like an AI agent to summarize everything that someone has put into the form. Or, for example, when a message is received, we would like to summarize the message, for example, or send it to another person. Or, for example, we want to on a message received, we would like an AI agent to label the email, for example. Or for every chat that is received, we will want to add a frequently asked question list in the AI agent so that it answers back to the person that got the message or sent the question in. So basically everything that happens in between the trigger and the eventually output, it's called the action. So, but it can also be, for example, when a schedule trigger is added, is get many messages. So for example, you can say, all right, at 9 o'clock, please give me all the messages that I got yesterday, and then add an AI agent to summarize that message. So you see, it isn't always an AI agent. It can basically be every in-app action or every AI you want to add to it. For example, you can also say, all right, when a form submission is added, maybe it's a form submission on the website for prospects, you can say, all right, make sure to create a company in HubSpot so that it's uploaded to HubSpot. So now we have a trigger. So basically on a submission, on a scheduled trigger, maybe a Gmail or another action in app, a webhook, it can also be a chat. Then we have the action. So what is actually happening in between the trigger and the output? So what is the task of the AI agent? And often that can be quite long. This is quite short, but it can be 10, 20 or 30 nodes. One part of an AI agent is called a node. And at the end of every AI agent, we have the output. So where does the information that the AI agent or the task that it did, where do I need to store it or put it, or who do I need to note? For example, schedule trigger at 9 o'clock, get many messages. For example, every message that I received yesterday. An AI agent will summarize it. And then I will add a Gmail note to send that summary to my email box, for example. That will be the output. Or on a server mission, create a company, but also make sure to enrich the prospect And then make sure to add also a contact. So this way you don't only have the company, you also have an enrichment phase, and you also have the upload of the contact person. You see, so basically you have the trigger, what is the first step of the AI agent, then you have the action, so what is the actually task of the agent, and then you have the output. And if you remember all these 3 phases, then every time you build an AI agent, you have a beginning, a middle point, and an end. So it don't have to be very complicated. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please let me know.